Good evening and welcome to another epic episode of More Than Just Motoring, brought to you by Racing for Change. We would like to thank this week's sponsor for having us. For more info about this week's sponsor, please keep watching. Hope you enjoy the show with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of More Than Just Motoring, brought to you by Racing for Change. Awesome this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're chatting to two gentlemen that's in the scene that is involved in a awesome Age Day event that's happening this coming Saturday, the 18th of April. And tonight, we're basically going to find out what is Age Day all about, and where did it start, and all the other stuff that goes behind it, because we all know it's a big event, and also all the time and effort that goes behind it to put something like this together. And we need to find out by these gentlemen this evening. We're speaking to Ziad and Imad this evening to find out a little bit more about Age Day and the preparations towards it, and what makes them so in love with this brand, and to push everything to the limits of what they achieved so far, and obviously much more as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we do anything else, we say Assalamu alaikum, Zaid, and Assalamu alaikum, Imad. How are you, brothers?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, how are you?
All right, man. Zaid, let's jump into with you quickly, man. Age Day, where did it all start, brother?
So, holiday started in 2001 in the USA by a guy called Javier. All right.
Okay.
But we started holiday in South Africa in 2016. It all came together when we invited all the admins or the founders of certain clubs. There was about altogether 12 clubs that we gathered together. We take it back to 2016 in September. We gathered everybody for a meeting in KC Parking. With that being said, it took us about, say, 8 months to plan to get a meeting with Kilani. After that, with that planning taking place, 2017, and then we hit off in 2018.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, you guys followed obviously the US based things and brought it to South Africa, and I mean, Cape Town, South Africa, if I would say that like that. There's a big brand favorite towards the Honda industry, the Honda cars, just the love for the Honda, especially nowadays. Also, if you look at the international drag scene, the international drag scene, for argument's sake, and obviously also in Cape Town, where the guys are much gravitated towards the K series Honda engine in basically anything nowadays.
Sure. So if you look at it, it's not only in the US, it's in Japan, it's in Malaysia, it's in countries where the Honda brands are quite big. If you look at it in Cape Town, if you look at it automatically, you're looking at Toyota, you're looking at Nissan, you're looking at Volkswagen. So if you look at it in terms of numbers, I would say Hondas are currently 40% of vehicles in Cape Town.
Wow! Awesome.
In terms of that family unit amongst everyone. So look, it wasn't difficult to get everyone on board, but it was difficult to get a standalone event with Kilani. It took us three MSA events. After that, we went on a standalone event. It was also MSA sanction, and from there, we proved to Kilani that we can have a standalone event. So if you look at it, the three big events for the year, that's Honda Day, it is the FIA Festival, and then it's also the Kilani Motor Show. So they kind of planned it in three segments, where FIA will go first, we will go second, and then Kilani Motor Show will go third. So in terms of logistics, it has been difficult getting a date, whether closer to the beginning of the year or to the end of the year. So that has been our challenge all over for quite some time. But alhamdulillah, we beat it, and we're here today.
Awesome. And the thing is also, like, as event organizers, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that the public, the general public, I would say, don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Because if you come to Honda Day or any event of that case matter, is that you buy a ticket, you go enjoy the event, and say, they could have done this better, they could have done this better, not knowing what really goes on behind the scene. Because it's from the outside, it looks like, wow, this is an awesome event. But that organizers, hulle slaap vir 2, 3, 4 dae slaap, hulle glad nie. Because hulle is
if I must tell you that people sleep in the line, we have if we pull up at Killarney between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, the lines are
Wow.
currently standing by the refinery.
No
And
way.
yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, people are prepping. We have people coming from Namibia, people come from PE, Durban. So we've 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 went from holiday Cape Town to holiday South Africa. So I think maybe we can just share the information. We've
Yeah,
actually been
definitely go for it.
invited
Go for it.
to go to Johannesburg to host a holiday over there. Do you understand? So
Yes.
with us being in Cape Town, and I was telling him right now, we still the same team from 2016 to date. You understand? So that must already tell you something in terms of our planning and our objective. A lot of
Correct.
people find it very hard to understand that why Killarney. And I think
Yes.
maybe I just want to step into it
Go for it.
and
Go for
just
it.
give
Go
you
for
some
it.
insight. The rental of Killarney, I mean, look, you an event organizer yourself, in terms of renting the track isn't easy. So in terms of from a financial point, it's not easy to cough up 25 to 30 grand an hour. All right. You have the securities, you have the team of Killarney, you have the marshals. So everything in terms of that amount of money calculates to 350,000 rand.
Wow.
So
Wow.
if you
Wow.
look at it, where would we get that money as an MPO? So when we started the initiative, we started on a 0 rand. And every year, and my colleague, he deals majority, and he can give you some more insight from that side. So we hardly ever deal with any finances, because whatever finances gets dealt with is only being dealt with by Honda South Africa and the group. So a lot of people is thinking that, for us, we coming and we're making money. There's no money to be made. You understand? So
Yeah.
that is something that we just need to make clear, because there's only two beneficiaries that we've been actually using for quite some time. Or I would say the toy run we've been using now for the second year, and we've been using Elam Night Shelter. So there's a 0.05% that of the gate fee that gets given to the Elam Night Shelter. So there is no money to be made from outside, because we don't have that money to cough up. As an MPO, and a lot of people are thinking that, what, hey, Alamakia, they're doing this. It's not about the money. And we as a team, we went and we told ourselves, you know what, we're passionate about the brand, and
Yeah.
we're gonna go forth to a point and we say, you know what, enough is enough. We're gonna make the best of it, and off we go. If you look
Yes.
at the numbers, last year we hit 6,243 people
If
coming
you
through
say
the gate.
that is all the people, is that with the cars and everybody that coming through the gates, or does
That's
that
everyone,
completely? Okay.
everyone entering through the gate. All right, and you're
Okay.
looking at about, say,
Awesome.
over 4,000 cars.
Wow. 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 Wow.
You understand?
Cool.
So if our race
And
entries,
what did you say? How much people through the gate? 6,000.
6,243.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
So
Wow. Wow. Wow.
if you look at it, if the team scores, we're a team of 120. All right.
Yes.
We have 175 cars racing. We got 150 cars on show and shine. We got bikes coming in. That alone, you're looking at about, say, I'm maxing at about, say, 600.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
So it has been a segment, and I mean, over the years, we've received a lot of challenges, and to get the OEM brand, and my colleague is working very hard on that segment to work through with the motor partners,
Yes.
groups. There's a lot of things, and he can maybe just give us some more insight from that segment.
Yes, because hy sit baie stil daar en hy luister vir ons.
No.
Hy moet ek
Like I
praat
say,
wel. That's right. So yeah, so Imad from what Bailey is basically Ziad explained to me is that, with any big event, you need to partner up with a certain brand or certain someone or whatever the case may be, because doing any event out of your pocket or whatever the case may be, with whatever the case may be, it's a difficult scenario to put something as big as Honda Day together. Am I
Yeah,
right?
no, I was just giving him his time to shine. Like I told you, he loves the talking and I'm the quiet one. So yeah, like if I have to go back to the beginning, when I was given this task of raising the money for the event, like we didn't have any financial backing when we had this idea. And look, we don't get any financial support for the event from Killarney, right? It's everything that we do, our tire, our cost is what we have raised. every year to get that event started and sorted out and paid for everything. So I remember that first year, I was running around from vendors to sponsors, trying to get people on board. And look, the thing is, we literally had to start from the ground up, utilizing small businesses just to get going. Guys like Autotex, Lois Customs, there were some shops that we use which sold like small businesses that sold accessories. We had what is this guy's name, Swat, Ronaldo, that also came on board as like a small vendor. And look, alhamdulillah, like we got the funding that we needed because those guys are the ones that actually believed in us at that time. And it's like this idea and the concept that you guys have.
Yes.
And then year two, we started incorporating like all the workshops within Cape Town. The more businesses came on board because they could see the potential in the event. And I think it was year three that I walked into on the Tigerberg. They were still in the old premises at that time, and Johan was the dealer principal. Not knowing us from a bar soap or not knowing anything about the event, I walked in with my laptop and just pitched an idea. Like we just had a talk about it, and he was like, "Okay, cool, it sounds good. How much do you guys need?" And for me, that time it's like, if you can give us 10K, we'll take it. And then they came on board, started seeing the potential in that. And I mean, even from that time, Bailey was still at Cape Union Mart, and after the event that they got included, he got a job offer from Honda, Nico, to come and work. You know,
You worked his way in there.
Nah, they took him above his line.
But I mean, like, when we started with that, it was like we just had an idea and we ran with it. Like we didn't know each other from above so before we had that meeting. And then once I got on, but I was like, yes, okay, cool. Now we start going. We had Burley Pro also. Some of the bigger brands started coming on board. And then one day we got this Jacob from Honda South Africa that came in. We noticed that Honda South Africa started liking our Instagram page and started following us, liking all our Honda Day content. And then it's like, okay, cool, look, this is something we're also interested in. And then they started, it's like, okay, let's have the discussion around sponsoring the event. And from there, we haven't really looked back at all, because then the funding started coming, like the team grew, we had more financial security to get the event running and continue growing the event. And like I said, like we always had to challenge ourselves year on year, how can we be different? What do we need to change to stand out more from the rest? And from there, like it's been great, except now for the rainy weather, which we still get blamed for each for every event. Even moving.
Just to cut you, Imadi, that's the one thing and I had this off air with Zaid as well. That's the one thing as event organizers that we can't plan. We can't say, nah, it's not going to rain be this way. It can be clear. Look, obviously you do your research and say, okay, cool, nah, it looks good. Then all of a sudden you say, hey, here's another 10%, 20%. But it's as an event organizer, it's out of our hands.
Yeah, like, look, I have this conversation a lot with people, and like if I look at our first 3 events or 4 events, we've had that luck where it would rain the day before or the day after the event, but not on the day of the event. And now for the last 3 years, it was raining smack bang on the event. And so we requested an earlier date, but because of Ramadan falling in February or March, we had to now wait for that to pass. So we looked at the first available date after that, which is now the 18th of April.
Yes.
As luck would have it, last weekend we had perfect weather, and we'll probably have perfect weather the weekend after now. So, like Bailey also mentioned earlier, like look at the logistics around the planning of the event, and we rely on Kilani to have the availability on the calendar for the events. And unfortunately, we can't do anything later in the year because around November they have the Kilani Motor Show, so they don't want any other big events around that same time period. And in December, you've got the what is Street Fest? Street Fest. And and then you have Nazi having the bragging rights in between as well. So
Yes.
we are sort of limited in the time period we can have the event. So like always, like it's just like we just need to be a bit more patient and aware of what's going on around
Yes.
that. Like you said in the beginning as well, the logistics part, the behind the scenes part is like there's times him, Bailey, and myself are arguing non-stop over stuff. Like when it gets closer to the event, we want to kill each other, but you know what? We pull through it. On the day of the event. We say Alhamdulillah. Do you know what? You've got that,
We
that
got this.
calmness that just goes on.
100%.
You know,
We've done
Anwar,
it.
Once you basically on the day of the event and the gates open, you know, all those hard talks with you, what you had with each other, disagreeing. Hy gaan die weekie, die ons moet dit so doen. You know, that is part of the actual team building and bonding. And once that gates open, whatever happened months before that, that's all gone because now we're all on the same page as concentrate on this event that we need to make a success. End of story. There's not about him and him is going to be. That's not him. It's a collective together, and it's never one person that will shine. Okay, besides Bailey now, that will shine. It's a collective with the guys out there as well. But look, that is now all the logistics, all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes with the people, what's happening, working really hard behind the scenes. On the day, what's happening, Bailey? I believe there's going to be drag racing and there's going to be some show and shine. How does that work?
So we basically plan something called a priority display. All right. So the two flagship, I would say the flagship products would be the CBR, all right, on the bike side, and then we will have the Type R's for the car side. So the latest Type R, which is just the FL5, and then the CBR, which is also the latest flagship bike. So we've actually added this year the CBR timeline. All right, so that would basically be on the left-hand side on the new pits. Then we're also going to have Power Tools. So Power Tools is a segment that Honda South Africa also sells, like whether it's generators, weed eaters, whatever. That will be available on the day. We're going to have displays in front. So the reason why we have the CBR and the Type R timeline, when the parade lap starts. So the parade lap is something that the historical segment of the event, where we'll basically open up, where they will come out as you exit to the left-hand side on the new pits. They will come onto the track and they will start the line. So that is something that's more special and a lot of people actually come out for. Then with that being said, we have exhibition cars. So all the cars that is basically racing at MSA, the brand ambassadors, Sean Zurich, Devlin, they've been with us for quite some time. We got Texan. And this year we're actually excited to see because we've added key players onto our team to manage these areas. Like we have Shirat, so he's basically going to be covering that segment. So we're quite excited to actually see what is going to pan out on that side. We also have Rian. So the street strip is kind of a bit big for us, and we give them the timing. But a lot of people would come out to see Sean Zurich, the exhibition cars. So there's a lot of I won't say there's going to be a lot of call outs on the day in terms of the popular guys racing on the streets or whatever. So they're going to now bring the challenge, whether it's going to be Faisal, whether it's going to be Junaid. So there's a lot of competition that's preparing themselves for the event. You understand? Because that's where you're going to shine.
Yes, and I always believe, within the brand, even without the brands, different brands as well. The call out also makes it really special because Lucilla, jy kan jou mond praat wat jou kar doen die week. But for me, that is always something really, really cool to have. Although it's, for me, there's nothing serious about it. The call out is basically pure fun. It's to create the vibe, to create the energy. Let people talk about, for argument's sake, I tell Zaid, look here, Zaid, on the 18th of April, Honda Day, you bring your vehicle, I bring my vehicle. But please, if you lose, don't cry. Stuff like that, where people understand the banter, but respect the banter in the same instance.
Look, if you look at it, like we have Ziad Pool, he's been with us. He's been the silent guy with us all the years. And he's also coming out now with the Turbo K series. We got a gentleman by the name of Bertie. He's also coming up onto the line. We got Yasin, we got Imtiaz. So those are the people that's going to be on that segment. Then we have the show and shine side. So remember we have 16 leaders. So we call it Section 1, Section 2. Section 1 would be
Yes.
the street to strip. Section 2 would be the show and shine, where we have Abdul, Daryl, they manage that side. And then we have Section 1, where we have Zunaid, Watson, Reese, and Zach. So we have people in line, whether it's going to be social media, whatever. Everybody plays a vital role for the success of the brand. You understand? This is not a Bailey thing, or this isn't a Imad thing. So, like Imad was saying, that we will fight when it comes up to the event. But when we enter that gate, he will take my hand, I will take his hand, and I'll tell him, you know what, well done. You understand?
Oh,
we never able to see the event from the inside. So what we do, and I told him this year, try not to wear holiday branding. Just stay away from the branding. Let's see how we can plan now, ready to see what we can do differently. Because we have this philosophy that if you're gonna come to the event and you're gonna have the same stuff every year, people are gonna become stagnant. People's not gonna prepare. People's not gonna do anything. So you must be able to inspire that person. You know, we have a rule book. Doesn't mean that you have an EK that has hubcaps on. We will treat you the same as somebody that's driving a Type R. That is our philosophy, because we want everybody to win, because we must be able to motivate that person. You know what, next time you're going to come, you're going to put the drop kit in. You're going to make sure that you have sound. You're going to put an extra. That is how we motivate everyone. Whether you're going to tell yourself, you know what, it does become very difficult in terms of people that's been in the brand for years and wanted extra exposure. But, you know what, myself and Imad, we got this philosophy that if what goes for one must go for all.
Yeah.
That is how we have won in terms of our planning, to say that, you know what, we're going to get to a point where we're going to be able to butt heads, whatever. But knowing what the objective is, we are coming there, you know what, to feed people on the table, to give them something to eat. That is what we are there for. And once
there's a bigger picture at the end of the day.
We've already prepared for the super run.
Yeah.
You understand? Our colleagues are very big on charity, and that is what Almighty has really installed for us, to say, you know what, we're going to go and we're going to be able to become something and tell ourselves, you know what, we can do it. So on the show and shine side, we got 150 cars. We got people planning, spending thousands of rands. I would say hundreds and thousands of rands. Then we also have our entertainment side. Our entertainment side has become so big that people that's been in the entertainment side are literally coming on board and saying, you know what, I'll play for free. I will do this for free. I will do that for free. If you look at it from a marketing perspective, we got Zach. So Zach basically runs our marketing with the Lily. How we've actually won our segment in terms of, if our planning is not 100%, we won't be able to get the numbers. So we have a designing team, we've got a marketing team. So there's segments that we need to follow to ensure that, you know what, everybody plays a vital role amongst us. You understand? It might be like we in the forefront, but everybody must be able to say, you know what, we've won. Now here's a special thing. We got a club display. So club display would basically be people with the codes, people with Type Rs, people with SO1000s, FR5. So we have a lineup of 70 cars. So in that lineup, there will be 5 cars, which will be, they will come, they'll put the gazebo up, they'll put up number plates, they'll have a tire. So we have a hectic judging panel that will be able to, you know, ensure that we get the best candidates for the day.
No, 100%. You know what, Zed, I think, especially with all the segments and you have and stuff, and when you have key players in different areas, and when I say this, as people, you surround yourself with people you can trust, right? When I say trust, that you can rely on, you can call on, you can bend on, you can literally hit this bra and he will still stand strong, because that's the type of person you need to be by your side when you guys do something like this. And with the drag section, the entertainment stuff, you know, it's all added value to an event. And you guys are paying 100 rand at the web ticket for a
quantity for the gate,
Honda branded vehicles. That's going to be hopefully, you know, miskien by die winter bietjie steek en dan gaan meer reën wees, dan gaan 'n lekker dag wees inshallah. But you come there to the event where you can have drag racing, you can have show and shine cars, you can have entertainment areas, and there's so much other stuff happening as well. I mean, for $100, guy, if you're a car enthusiast, I would pay that $100 and go check it out and check what it's all about. because
Yeah.
I think Cape Town also, we are very starved when it comes to show and shines, big shows, because over the years, and you guys can say with us, it kind of faded away, because nowadays it's not about the I don't know, the scene changed probably. I mean, the reason why the scene changed, the money first and foremost. Everybody can't afford it, so we understand that. It's cool. But I mean, as an event as Holiday, you also look at the brand that's involved enough, and I mean, like you say, it's all over the world. It's big in so many countries, and what you guys are doing in Cape Town for it as well, and the brand of the Honda brand in Cape Town is really, really strong. I mean, like you're saying, 6,000 people through the gate, 4,000 cars at this event. It's insane to think 4,000 cars as the 6,000 people come through the gate to come to Honda Day and enjoy it. That's insane.
Look, I would say it's a lot of hard work to get to that point, because we've set the goal for ourselves. So every event, we would say, for example, our first event, we won 500 cars. Then we started with the sticker segment. Then our following event, we won 1,000 cars. Then we won 2,000 people. So we must be able to measure ourselves and say, you know what, what's the return of investment, right, for Honda South Africa, for the smaller vendors. That is basically what we need to look at. So it's not just about, just coming, planning and doing something, because I mean, it normally takes us 6 months to plan an event. This is the shortest ever that we plan an event in 2 months. I was still fighting with him. I told him, you know what, why must we plan early? And he's always one for early. I'm always one for late. So I was telling him, it's Ramadan. And you know how challenging it is to plan in Ramadan, because now you're in Ibadat, and then now this must happen. Now you're at work, and there's a lot of obstacles in between. But the team, like, I mean, if you look at it, we got people managing the dealers. We got people managing the day in terms of the marketing. We have people managing power tools. We have a lot of role players that must be able to say, you know what, I'm not only doing it because I'm passionate about the brand, but you might find yourself somewhere, like Imad was telling you. I literally didn't go for the interview. On the 2nd of May 2019, I got offered the job. I says, don't you want to come work for us? And from that day, it's still going strong. So we've built relationships, and we don't want to be sour on certain things, but the saddest part that we've learned, we can't make everyone happy. Whether you want to, you can't.
That is one thing we as an event organizer, you can't do. The second thing, the weather, and obviously you can't please everybody. It's so. I mean, we do Drip City and for many years and stuff like that. We had rain cancellations. It's so much negativity behind us when we do the event and stuff like that. But there's 1,000 people in the stands. There's 100 people that say, nah, this is not for me. Dude, it's not for you. Move on. We concentrate with the people that are like-minded, people that are interested in the brand, not in just the brand and in the event itself. Cool.
Yeah.
We can say, and if you want to be part of something, or you want to put your 5 cents in, get to the organizers, tell them, look here, Bailey, Imad, maybe you must try something like this. I would say input is never a bad thing, and we'll say, Shukran, we'll think about it. So at least there's something, you get that feedback of people saying they are interested in the brand, they love the brand, but we would like to see this and we like to see that. So, okay, cool. As an entity, you guys will say, Shukran, this came up, what do you guys think? I will sit around the table and say, nah, it's all right, it's not going to work. Fair enough, that's only one person. So with all the logistics behind it, guys, the event is happening on the day. The show and shine is sorted. The drags are sorted. Everything is sorted. As an entity, as an intent, coming towards Killarney on the morning of the 18th, what do you guys? What can I see when I get into the gates?
Mark, you can go for it now. I'm tired.
You guys, Imad is it? What's your answer?
Are you tired of speaking?
Nah, go for it. Before you say I want to talk a lot, go for it. Okay,
yeah, no, so no,
for
it's I'm just
He's thinking, man. He's thinking. Leave him.
It's
Leave
true
him,
on
let's
so
leave him.
many aspects on what you touched on there, because it's like the logistics around an event of this caliber, like the amount of people that's there. Like as event organizers, like you said, also you have to cancel your event. Like our event, we can't cancel because there's people that's flying in, making sure that they are here on the day, coming out of the country, coming from other provinces. So it's not like we can say, okay, cool, we're gonna move it to this day. And logistically, it becomes a nightmare
Yeah.
because there's so many things on our side. So we have to make the best of it. Like for me, I'm more on racing as from a spectator perspective that I want to see racing. That is where my experience lay. I've been on the racing side of things for the last 20 years now. So I want to see the cars race. So for me, I know the amount of money the guys spend. I understand their frustration, and I try to like have a bit of empathy as well around that. But to your point of like it's sort of like the scene has changed a little bit. The type of events that we do have, you have like the spark offs that's happening, and you go to this type of events, and then you realize, okay, no, but those guys are just rockers. It's like they revving their cars into limit. They are doing burnouts in and around cars or around spectators being there. So it's not the same like it used to be, and you don't get, besides for bragging rights at Killarney and the odd MHA events, you don't get this type of event anywhere else
Correct.
in South Africa at the moment. We cater to
Correct.
every little thing that we try to put out there. And I don't think Bailey mentioned it, but maybe I'm wrong. But even if you look at our bike segment that we've had, and I think this year we are like I told Nizam on Monday when he called me and he gave me the news about 20 odd what's it, Gullwings, that big
Goldwings.
Honda
Wow.
bikes that
Yes,
for the
yes.
sound
Goldwings.
system. Like those guys are coming through. We've got the bike dyno there on the day that is gonna do some power runs with the bikes. We've got Clayton, who's a YouTuber, his channel and following, and his friends are all pulling through. So I mean, like we went from the first year where we had a couple of bikes there from guys participating, besides for the dealer allocation that was there. And I mean, now we should be close to like 100 bikes that is going to participate at the event, which is it's massive. If you think about the numbers before shown at 150 for racing, 175, I actually think we went over that 150 or thereabouts, and we kept it at 175 for the racing. There's still around 20 people that still want to enter their cars. That's on a
100%.
waiting list.
That's cool. That's really cool.
There's a hunger for this type of event in Cape Town specifically, and like I might get myself in trouble for this with Bailey now, but like even like we've been asked to host events for that will include other brands as well. But you see, the thing is also like if you look at Cape Town itself and the Honda following within Cape Town, you're not gonna get the same response in provinces like Joburg or in Durban or in PE around it, because like the Cape Town following of Hondas is massive. It's probably like I think Bailey's number he gave was like 40% of the
Yeah.
cars on the scene that you is with Hondas. Whether or not they licensed or anything, it doesn't matter.
Right. So here's a question. I got guys on the chat list here as well. So when are we going to see Hondas at Gymkhana Racing at the Racing Exchange Gymkhana? And it also says that we know the fast are very fast in the straight line, but how do they take turns? So here's something for you guys as event organizers. I know you have the Killarney sorted. There's a spin pitch at the back there. Why don't you guys do something with your internet and see if the guys are interested in doing and do a in-house comp for the racing, only Hondas and Gymkhana stuff. As Racing will change, we'll probably facilitate the area and do timing and stuff like that. And you have a in-house, and that will also be like a winner, same like drags. Also another entity that we can add it towards it.
So
yeah. So let me also talk a bit, man.
I actually want to reply to you. No, I actually want to reply to you for a reason. You know what I'm going to say?
Uh-huh.
I actually want to reply to you. So, Malfi, so remember last year we approached Racing for Change.
Yes.
Right. So this year and the year before, Honda South Africa was going to utilize that area. Right.
Okay.
So with Kilani only utilizing us on the track, it's very difficult for us to move over on the burning pitch. You understand?
Yes.
So there is an easy discussion. It's not easy because there's not many guys from the Honda side that is going to come out that's going to do jump corner. So it is a segment that we want to add, and it has been in discussion by the executive. So that is the plan for 2027.
Okay, awesome. Because I think for a brand as well, to be part of, not to do something different, I would say different in the sense of added value to the event as well. What do you say, Matt?
Yeah, no, about 3 years ago, I pitched the idea to Paul. You see, as you go down the drag strip and you go left, like if you do the full track, for example, so there was that circuit. If you go left in the, it makes a bend. I can't remember what turn it is now. If you utilize that, that's for the Gymkhana. And 3 years ago, we actually opened up entries for people that would be interested for Gymkhana. I want to see that. I haven't seen a Gymkhana in years. And we actually did not get a lot of I think we got 3 in total for that year that we had it.
Yeah.
So last year we were.
Gymkhana is a I wouldn't say a newly developed sport. It's been there for quite some time. It was also how we perceive the event itself. Man, like I said, as normally for me as a added value to an event. For my thinking is that you have the drive, you have the show and sign, you have the entertainment value. Look, not everybody's into it, but if you can entice them to do something like doing the Gymkhana, and there's an awesome prize up for grabs or whatever the case may be, maybe that will help also a little bit for the guys to basically to get into it as well.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you on that one, and I think like even the guys with the Gymkhana, because I know Emil was really keen on the Gymkhana as doing the Gymkhana as well. And like the thing is, I haven't seen a Gymkhana event for years. I remember like I'm gonna give my age away now, but I don't know if you've with the Gymkhana that used to happen Saturday morning in parkings like at hypermarket in Brackenfell. I used to go with my granny Saturday morning, and the GTI guys. Yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed that as well. So for me, it's like, okay, I want to see something like that, but I don't know if it's something that the guys are not fully aware of, and what is the requirement for it, what do they need to do. Yeah, so it might require a bit of education, and then also like maybe an exhibition on that type of activity for the guys to pique the interest a bit on that.
Yeah,
but I think it's something we can.
So here's a guy by the name of Nicholas Abrams. He's basically telling the Honda guys must please come check it out. We have a Nissan Lavina that's with us now and having a ball. So Nicholas Abrams is one of the guys that does Gymkhana, I assume, and he is sending the guys to come through and stuff like that. But I mean, that is Gymkhana. We touch on that, but we also want to actually carry on with the event itself. So. Let's get to the prize here. Ek wil weet nou of ek my Honda moet enter nou vir die drags because Sean Zurich is on my hit list. I want to win him on the day so that I can win first prize. So what's the prize like, Bailey?
You want to know what so like Imad was saying, from a financial point, it's very difficult to do cash prizes. So it's like a floating trophy.
Why?
So any cars that, like for example, the MSA vehicles running under a certain time is not allowed to do street to strip.
Okay.
You understand? So
they can do exhibitions.
They're only going to do exhibitions. So there is, I won't say spot prizes, but there is decent prizes. We don't want to give the game away now.
Very sneaky. They never see what
we need to be exclusive at times. So there is, I mean, Imad is busy with that on the background. So look, we are planning quite in a way that, you know, it's not going to be something that you find every day. It must be a different trophy that, you know, you're going to see it. It's, if you come into the household, whatever, you will see it something different. It's not something that you'll find at every a normal trophy. It has to be spectacular.
I agree with you. 100% agree with you. So let's talk about the entertainment side of things. Who's there? Who's there? Because I also want to know who's on the lineup. Let's talk about the lineup and let's see. Maybe I like the person or not. Who's on the lineup?
Imadi gonna run past the lineup. Okay. So on the lineup, we have our resident DJs. All right.
Yeah.
We got.
We need names. We need names. We need names. We need names.
Okay. So we have Jared Bush, which is actually the person running the segment. All right.
Cool.
Then we have DJ Smooth. So that's the two individuals, the HODs, running that segment. We have DJ Bionic. We got DJ Dale, DJ Anthel, Kurt Bush, DJ Cello, Decaf, Alfonso, Healing the DJ. Then we have Luda G, Skara CPT. We got Don's crews coming up. We got Aldenson. We got Craig OG. So there's a big lineup this year. And then we also have the president of Wonder South Africa. That's also going to be there. And then we have our master of ceremony, the person that basically runs the day for us, which is Clinton Thuys. I think that's really the person that runs the event for us from start to scratch.
Okay, so here's another question is for you guys. So this bra, I want to get this bra also because apparently he also drives a Honda and he's a singer rapper, Mr. Early B. Is he gonna be there? Ek het 'n woordjie met hom.
So Early B is our brand ambassador for quite some time. He has a gig on the same day. So unfortunately,
man.
He has a gig on the same day. We tried to see if we could cancel it, but unfortunately couldn't. But yeah, he's there every year. He's coming.
I believe so. Yes. And having somebody like Early B on your brand ambassadorship as well, it's such an awesome experience. I would say because he adds so much value in a sense of people love him. I mean, I predominantly follow him. I love his music. I love his the way he interacts with people. I mean, he's got this whole show going on. He's building a Honda and all those stuff, which is really cool and it's still within the brand of the Honda.
Yeah. So
that's really
cool. He loves Honda, and if you see him interact with the people he's one of the most humble people that I've met. Despite his status or anything, he chats and talks to him, greets everybody. He's genuinely one of the nicest guys. But just like, unfortunately, he's actually in Joburg on the day of the event. So he talked about maybe trying to get an earlier slot and then flying back to make it around the afternoon, but logistics would have been impossible for him to be there because he really wanted to bring all of his cars. He's got about 3 or 4.
And what I like about him is that I know elke car a different name. I can't get to the name. Something like Chardonnay or something.
Chardonnay, the Brunswick, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like maybe it was like Chardonnay. Waar kom die naam vandaan, you know? But you know what's really cool when you talk about it, and if you follow him and you speak about the car, you kind of understand like, okay, now I praat van die car. So you are invested in the brand of just by a name of Chardonnay, and like Mabel Chardonnay. But you're so invested in the name that you know exactly what he's talking about when you speak about that car as well.
Yeah, it's funny you actually mentioned that now because I remember the first event he came to. He came with that specific ballad and he pulled up on the drag strip.
Yeah.
And the people in the crowd shouting Chardonnay, Chardonnay, Early B, like, you know, they know the name so well already. And it's actually a cool story though, like for people to associate that name to him, to his brand as well.
But I think it's also is like I said. Well, first of all, he's a well-known celeb in the industry, in the music industry. He carries him well. Everybody loves him. He goes onto his lives. He speaks about and always drives a Honda. Always in the car drives a Honda. But he's such a lovable guy and a brand ambassador for you guys as well. But that's really cool. So that's all the entertainment area sorted now, right? We have the guys that's gonna do the entertainment side of things. So what else is there to expect from at Honda Day, Bailey?
So one thing that we tried to implement was like a e-tooth buzz, but unfortunately, you know, everything revolves finances. So we're cutting that out. So we've searched online for popular people with food like Sapats, people that's gonna go out. So you're coming to see cars, but you also want something that's gonna fill your tummy. I mean, people
100%.
driving from far to go to Saints and stuff like that. So we have various of vendors that's gonna fill the gap for us on the day. So whether you're gonna now look at the street to strip, I'm gonna go to one point. So we already know who's gonna go to what vendor. Now we come on the show and shine. Now we know, okay, we're gonna have to add some flavor. So we're trying to give whether it's gonna be entertainment, show and shine, because entertainment runs all day. Show and shine is up and down. In the past we used to have the sound off, but there's not many Honda guys that's in the sound off scene. It was a popular thing with Hondas those times. I mean, Ramsey was one of them. Then moving over into the stance game. So we're trying to add various of what people would want to see on the day. Like Imad was telling you that the Gold Wing is basically one of the most expensive Honda bikes that you will find. And with them coming to the event, that is going to be something huge. And what people's going to the most spectacular thing is, like, how do you get a president of a brand to attend an event? It's not easy. Do you understand? So it's so crazy that we have one of the big stance guys, or I would say a group, Resistance. I mean, they're a big brand, but when they come into the movement, and I'm gonna say movement, or the team, there's no brands. Everybody come as a Honda brand ambassador, all right? So he's been doing videography where Honda South Africa just doesn't post anything. They're posting his videos. Do you understand? So whether it's a media partner that's part of it. So we firmly believe that when you come to Honda Day, you don't have to have knowledge. Whether you're going to come in and you can take pictures with your phone. We've had one guy, he started with a phone. He's been with us since the age of 14.
Wow.
He's now in 20 odd. He got his own car, and he's one of the best photographers. Do you understand? So that is how we know we've won as a team, because it's not only about, for now. We've had people, Automotive Journal, them being with us for quite some time. They've grown not only with the brand, but from Honda Day, you must be able to shoot yourself out and go into other events, and also, build your brand. Do you understand? That's what's important. Where do we take it from here? Where do we go? How are we going to it's an upliftment program.
100%, and exactly the same thing. And if you look at back in the day, I think it was many moons ago. Had my age
You sound like you might.
Is that we all started with a small little camera, and I'm specifically talking about the gentleman by the name of Jason Williams Boost SA. And we started at an event that we were at, and we didn't know this guy at all, and he was taking photos. His pictures looked cool, uploaded and blah, 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 everything. And look where he is today. That's only one of the guys. I mean, there is so many more. I mean, just the fact that me and Jason is really close, and where he is today and what he's doing from something he started back then, like just the camera, taking photos. But the vision was there to grow. And you can only grow if you apply your mind to it and to make itself. Same like Honda as well. It's a brand that you've been building for years. So Jason is doing this thing. He is doing awesome content on the racetrack now again, on the grid and all the other stuff as well. So the guys out there, like you're saying, is that you basically need to start somewhere. And as a platform, you also need to grow as you grow and further on.
Sure. Look, myself and Imado are very big fans of them. What's his partner's name? Lala or Lali? Something like that.
Lali's motorsport.
And you know what? With me being in the motor trade, he also used to be in the motor trade.
Yes, correct.
And then he used to go buy food in the morning, and I used to check his Facebook page and stuff like that. So we, for us, is that we try and learn things, or we need to be inspired to plan. You understand? So we are very big fans of it, and that's our goal. One day is to have. Unfortunately, it's not easy. Just come chop and change whatever. Because I mean, it's a business for them. You understand?
Yeah.
So for us is that we have media partners that basically gets paid by Honda South Africa. So to change that platform now, it's not going to be easy. Like
Oh,
we even had Ernest Page as a brand
yeah.
ambassador for quite some time. And he's also one of the top guys for Honda South Africa. So we are planning to work around things and do things a bit different. But you know what? There's only so much we can do from a planning side. We got our day job. We got our side hustle. We got this. We got that. But when it comes to this time of the year, I always tell him, man, if I'm sick a few days before the event, I know I've worked hard. You understand? I'm already telling him, bro. I told him.
I can hear the cough. I hear the cough.
Yeah, I told him.
Do you guys know a Maxwell Lawrence?
Oh, Lawrence, man.
No, hy sê wie dat is king. Hy soek moeilikheid, hy wil nie moeilikheid maak daarso.
Chick. This is the thing.
We don't judge, brother. Deep inside there, I know you are Honda lover, brother.
Chick, here's the thing. We respect every brand.
Yeah.
Whether it's Nissan, Honda. So what myself and Imad has chatted about is that there's swaps, case swaps in Volkswagen, whatever. So it's not easy just to. So we're planning on next year, maybe between 6 and 9, having it open after Honda Day. But we've been fighting. It takes a lot of our time because we want to have it open, for example, between 6 and 9, where we're only going to have swaps versus basically the people that's in the bracket racing or top one. To go
that's
and
cool.
say, so,
yes.
But we can't. It's not easy because the OEM is involved. You understand?
Yes.
So that is the technicality from it. And like Imad was saying, you know what? We've got many opportunities to host events at Killarney. Do you understand? But because of how we started, we don't want to change the culture because it's going to become a money thing. Once it becomes a money thing, that is when you're going to get in-house fights and people's going to move away. So we try not to indulge from that aspect.
Agreed. I like the terminology and I like the thinking behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Zaid and Imad. We're discussing Honda Day. It's happening this Saturday, the 18th of April at Killarney International Raceway. If you are a Honda lover, a Honda enthusiast, of thinking of joining the brand, and you want to know what it's all about, this Saturday is a perfect platform for you to get up, get up, go through to Killarney International Raceway, go speak to the guys out there. And this is my conversation last night as well with King Cut, is that when you go to the track and you see these awesome guys doing the drag racing, show and shine, blah, blah, whatever the case may be, and they are in the scene, and you think that you can't chat to those drag racer, the stance guy, the judge, the photographer, whatever the case may be, go out there. These guys are so humble. These guys are so, they want you guys to come chat to them. They want you guys to come ask them questions about how did you start, how did this, how that, because you're thinking of doing something like this in the future, or you are busy buying a car like that. So if you are in the brand of buying a Honda, whatever the case may be, go to Honda Day, find out what it's all about, see what it's all about. There's either you into drags, either you into stance, show and shine, whatever the case may be, or you're just there to enjoy your day with you and your family, on your little one, whatever the case may be, just to enjoy your day on the day, at Honda Day. Go out there, support, ladies and gentlemen. And our people always like, we gaan nie live streaming. Guys, los die live stream af. Gaat klim in die kar, gaat Killarney, is die fair nie. Gaat Killarney toe and enjoy the guys. Support the guys. I always say, we need to support each other, because more and more are falling for Bailey and for iemand. Ek moet ek 'n event, gaan julle uitsteek. Hy was so pisag. Jy luister so. But the vibe is we always support each other, in that if we support each other in what we do, we will always grow together. Guys, we're almost coming to the end of the show and stuff like that. Anything you guys, last words you guys want to say to the guys out there that is planning to come to Honda Day? Let's start with you, Imad. Dit baie min gepraat vanaand.
Yeah, no, I'm a good listener. That's my problem.
I hope he's keeping his words there.
No, I was just thinking about what Anna said there around the other brands and to come out and support. Like, look, I started off with Nissans and I hated Hondas. I wanted to beat every Honda on the street when I was racing at Saks. Montague Drive, an Epping on Easy Berman, or wherever we went racing, it was
They pimp yourself, you know, no? They pimp yourself, no?
JP Smith isn't watching, so I'm fine. But I mean, like at that time, it was like, you know what, I hated Hondas. But the problem was like, I didn't understand the brand. Like when I first got my first Honda, I immediately switched from Nissan. I went from my first Honda, which was a VTEC, bought another VTEC after that, went back to Nissan and realized, well actually the Honda's better. All around, build quality, everything around it, just better. And I never looked back from there. And it's like, you know, and I realized it was actually the drivers that were giving this brand such a bad, you know, stigma attached to Hondas.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you can choose to sit and watch and criticize, but I mean, if you really want to make an impact or change, it's like, you know what, embrace it and be the better, and show people that, you know what, it's actually a good brand. It's most of the time it's just like you don't like this one beating you on the streets, but it's not actually the brand that is doing that. It's just the drivers that are, you know what I mean? It's like, and then you realize, okay, look,
100% agree with you.
So what do you like Maxwell Lawrence, I just actually realized now who the hell he is. We came together, Maxwell. But anyway, so him and my nephew is also quite close. And my nephew was a big VW guy. He just didn't want to understand anything about non-VW.
Yeah.
And I went to go and buy my EK Ballard in Muizenberg store one evening. And I told him, look, come with me because it's a bit of a surprise. I need you to drive the car back home from Muizenberg to my place. And he drove the car back and he's like, Uncle Imad, I want the Honda. He sold his car like the weekend after that. He sold his Golf. And now at the moment he's gone there standing here in my yard. They're busy working on prepping it for Honda Day. He just doesn't want to. I will niks hoor van VW af nou nie. And look, at the end of the day, it's like you have to experience it to understand what the hype is about.
100%. And you can't stand on the sideline and throw stones, not knowing where you're throwing stones at.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody has a different story. You know, everybody's got their own experience with things. It's like me telling you something about Bailey. I don't like Bailey for this and that. You have to make up your own mind and speak to Bailey yourself to understand what is actually going on. You understand? So you have to experience and live it, and that experience treats you, and you deal with it at the end of the. I can't judge you based off what, or you can't judge Bailey based off what I feel about Bailey, for example.
No, 100%. I'm just replying to this Maxwell guy here quickly. Maxwell, I mean, he listened to your story about, you know, from the VDAP and he bought a Honda. He's like, he's a traitor. You see them, Maxwell? They come to the Hondas, my brother. VDAP is king, but they take the Hondas. I love this. Bailey, any last words from you, my brother?
Yeah, Max must also check his door handles work, because it's been raining. So
now you're starting something, né?
So a lot of people are asking, are we going to continue? Are we going to go ahead? Come, rain or shine. We're going for it. You understand?
There we go. That's a spirit.
There's a lot of planning that's been put into it. A lot of sweat, a lot of emotions. Sometimes you just want to say, you know what? I want to give up. You understand? But why would you want to give up if you know you're passionate about something? And you know what? The message that we want to share to anyone, you know what? Come along, experience what we cannot make the event a success. The spectators and the participants, they are the individuals that make the brand a success. So you know what? Come along, check what it's about. Look, myself and Imad, we're always available telephonically, but the team leaders are the guys that's basically running the event on the day. Myself and him, we're just roaming. So if there's any questions or concerns, they can just give us a shout. We are available telephonically. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the event organizer itself. Come rain or shine, Honda Day is going on like a bomb. So ladies and gentlemen, rain or shine, Honda Day is still prepping. They're still prepping. Honda Day is going to happen this Saturday, the 18th of April. Come rain or shine. first and foremost, I want to say thank you to each and everybody that participated in the comment section as well. Thank you for you guys as well, and on my page as well, on the Anwar Daniels page as well. Thank you very much for your interaction, and I really appreciate that as well. It just shows that we can talk about a certain brand or any brand, or just have a conversation about life and cause, and that's how we grow. And I still believe that, irrespective of what brand you like, whatever the case, you come together, you form a bond, because at the end of the day, we all are car enthusiasts. At the end of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we say goodbye to Zaid and to Iman, is that, once again, thank you very much for you guys for the opportunity from Racing with Chains and More Than Just Motoring for us to basically have a chat. I know it was short notice. I do apologize for that. But it's something that we do as well. We all in the scene of motoring. We love motoring, irrespective of it's be drag racing, circuit racing, gymkhana, drifting, whatever the case may be. Is that we, as More Than Just Motoring, we like to bring you all the events, all the guys, the players that's in the industry, that's making changes, that's making a difference. And as the conversation began earlier on, that all the money that is getting paid through to the high day, that's already is going to a very good cause. And you all mentioned me that is going as well. So, and the cool part is like we're supporting something for a good thing. It's not like your money is going to a good home. Bailey, just mention the names again.
That's the Elam Night Shelter and the Toy Run.
There we go. So that is where basically the money is going towards us for on the day. So from me, Anwar Daniels, right? Shukran for the opportunity, Imad. Shukran for your time, my brother. I really appreciate. I hope
we're seeing you Saturday.
Can I come with my oh shit? Can I come with my cap on or my Ford cap? Must be Honda.
You can park your vehicle in the admin block. We'll come fetch you with the Honda. We'll bring it to the vehicle.
I know what you want to do.
Whatever you want to. We got spare t-shirts. We'll just keep you for the day. You'll be for the listen. You'll be the Honda guy.
What time is gates open, Zaid?
So gate 1, that's opening up at 6 o'clock, right?
Yes.
And then Cape Town gate 5, that's opening up at 6 o'clock. And then we'll be on the premises from 4 o'clock. And then our vendors, club display, as well as our show and shine guys, they come in by gate 3. So we have a planned layout. The East Post is going out for communication.
Cool. So there we have, ladies and gentlemen. So the gates open bright and early. Daar's niks excuse van as wat te laat is, die hekke maar te laat. No. Sy kan lekker vroeg opstaan, lekker gaan staan in the lunchie. The earlier you there, the better you are there. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Zaid, Imad, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. I wish you guys all the success on Saturday. I wish thank you. Want het is wegwaai. Dat die reën wegwaai. So we look for a bright and sunny day, inshallah, for you guys, so that you can also achieve what you want to do, because there's been a planning, not just 2 months ago, but prior to that as well. There's a lot of time that goes any event that goes out there. I wish you guys, not just 2 of you, but your whole team on the team at on the day, a great success. Julle gaan nog maar min slaapies hê, but it's all worth it in the end of the day. And I want to say shukran for the opportunity for More Than Just Motoring, so that we can relay the story to our listeners, out to our viewers. So from me and Daniels, I'm signing out. Shukran Zaid, shukran Imad, really appreciate it. Cheers guys.
Salam alaikum.